still by the wayside, babe. Just trying to get out of this place. Can't forget the words you'd say about being a better man. Did we try to move too fast? Seem to make a good thing last, and you'll always be in my head. Now you got me down bad, thinking you'd be my last. Now I'm just here on my own. Now we're just strangers. Just strangers again. Your face ain't fading away, all the memories inside of my brain. Remember the nights we laid in your bed, we talked for hours. Thought you were the one for me, you'd never be a memory. Now I see a ghost in my bed. Did we say goodbye too soon? You know I still run to you. Didn't see us falling apart, and now we're just got this throbbing headache and I'll bear my truth. Ace my test, I guess that I'm the best. I guess that I'll be better when the better rest. I just can't get over this high bar I've set, so I'm gonna take this bar and throw it off the edge. All I'll ever be is riding next to me, spotting on my screen, tumbling down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards you left. wasn't bold. I think it's just a thought that wasn't meant to be told. I grew out of my lens and I could fit my soul. Oh, I was 29, now I'm turning old. And I'll ever be is riding next to me, exploding on my screen, sun blaring down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards you dealt. And you got everything you want, but you still chase it all and all. Seen that stop for nothing, man. I think it's time to change this plan. Where I go, I spent too long planting seeds now to show that I'm yet to grow into something special I can call. And all I'll ever be is riding next to me, exploding on my screen, sun blaring down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards you dealt, 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 about these cards you dealt.
There's a pace here that I'm still not quite familiar with. There's a noise coming from the fridge and a mess that isn't mine. There's a broken chair that I've been sitting on lately. Feels high, feels so low sometimes. There's a beautiful porch with parts dropping from the ceiling. There's a man enjoying his loneliness as I am sipping. And my body's still, but my open eyes are looking. I like it here, but sometimes I just feel like up and leaving. Can't wait to get home. Can't wait to get home. There are footsteps that are loud, they step on my sleeping. I feel flooded and I'm trying to breathe in. But as we drive, it all just slides. Nothing quite relieves my mind like knowing I am getting closer. Can't wait to get home. 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 Take on my grind. I need to be here. It's mine, my dime. I can't cease to hold on to. For the most I don't moan, but this all just hits me like a rock. Can't wait to get home. You've got forever in your eyes, and I've got so much on my mind. I didn't wanna waste your time. You've got a heart made of gold.
Thank you.
Someday somebody's gonna hold those hands on mine. And I'm only trying to save you in the end. Just praying that I didn't lose a friend. I hope you said all the letters that I wrote took me away with the stories that we told somewhere in a box back of your closet. I hope you spin all the records that we played. Don't let these scars make the music fade. Please don't throw me away. You've got a right to be upset. You gave me everything you have, and I tried so hard to love you like that. And I'm only trying to save you in the end. Just praying that I didn't lose a friend. I hope you say all the letters that I wrote took me so much on my mind. Didn't wanna waste your time. And I hope you say all the letters that I wrote tuck me away with the stories that we told somewhere in a box in the back of your closet.
Later on in the night, when the crowds have gone, we could talk under moonlight till dawn. We could stay to watch the sunrise, cancel all our plans. We don't need a reason why we just can't. I wish I could stop time and stay in this moment, never think about going. Won't you stay with me for a little while? Got myself free falling deep into your eyes. You came to me without warning, but I knew why. I wish I could stop time and stay in this moment, never think about going. Won't you stay with me for a little while? Stay in this moment, never think about going. Won't you stay with me for a little while?
Strength in all my weakness, you're the healer of my wounds. Joy instead of mourning, teach my heart to follow you. My guide ever before me, speaking light upon my path. Forever here around me, fear won't overwhelm your love. And I know you're the King who has called me by name, from now till forever. When you take me home, Jesus, I will sing your praises, declare them in the valley, shout them on the mountain top. Jesus, I will sing your praises forevermore. Ooh, forevermore. Ooh. every battle, my shield and my defense. You won the final victory, yeah, and placed me in your rest. And I know you're the King who has called me by name. From now to forever, when you take me home. And I know you're the King who has called me by name. From now to forever, when you take me home. Jesus, I will sing your praises, declare them in the valley, shout them on the mountain top. Jesus, I will sing your praises, even in the waiting, knowing that you see it all. Jesus, I will sing your praises, declare them in the valley, and shout them on the mountain top. Jesus, I will sing your praises forevermore. Forevermore. And now I know you've called me here. In you I'm standing tall. And now I know that there's no dark to fear. I'll praise forevermore. And now I know you've called me here. In you I'm standing tall, yeah. And now I know that there's no dark to fear. I'll praise forevermore. And Jesus, I will sing your praises, declare them in the valley, or shout them from the mountain top. Jesus, I will sing your praises forevermore. Ooh, forevermore. Ooh, forevermore. Ooh, forevermore.
Never thought I'd find somebody who holds me like you do, who knows me like you do. And you say you always knew that we would never have to say goodbye. Girl, you changed my life, and I could never leave your side. I swear I'm here for life. It feels too right when I'm with you. Every problem fades away. I can never run away. No. When I'm with you, I put everything away just to have you one more day. Yeah. When I'm with you, always feels like a sunny day. You move all the pain away. Yeah, I'll never be the same. I could never leave your side. I swear I'm here for life. It feels too right when I'm with you. Every problem fades away. I can never run away. No. When I'm with you, I put candles blew out, I was dismantled and lost it. The summer winds came with your voice so soft, and the ocean moved. When I first saw you, I swear the ocean moved. You took my hand, I felt my heartbeat rising. I slowed you down, saying, don't go. The way I wanted you was so surprising. You looked back and said, I know. So where we're going, you won't need a suitcase, baby, right now. Why don't you lie down for a minute before you just leave town? I'm gonna make you make the sweetest of sounds. I want you.
It was a dark night, but there just happened to be just enough glow from the street light hitting your face just right, letting me see how you could not hide what we both did and say. Our eyes were both asking, did you feel it too? How the ocean just moved when you looked my way.
So where we're going, you won't need a suitcase, baby, right now. Why don't you lie down for a minute before you just leave town? I'm gonna make you make the sweetest of sounds. I want you. Let your moves with my percussion and your body the sound. Baby, if you would leave, I'd be so blue. The only version of me I like is when I'm next to you. I felt my heartbeat rising. I slowed you down, saying, don't go. The way I wanted you was so surprising. You looked back and said, I know. Said where we're going, you won't need a suitcase, baby, right now. Why don't you lie down for a minute before you just leave town? I'm gonna make you make the sweetest of sounds. I want you. Let your moves with my percussion and your body the sound. Let your moves with my percussion and your body the sound. falling for. Oh, and with open arms I'll carry yours. Come, rain or shine,
야, 총각이네.
I'll cover you up and calm the skies. As long as you are mine, I'll be there when you need me. You can count on it every time. It won't always be easy, just as sure as the sun will rise. I'll be there when you need me, with every tear that falls from your eyes. Oh, you have me completely. I'll be there when you, I'll be there when you need me. Trust, it builds a home, and ours is a sacred place where we both belong. Faith, a planted tree. Oh, and it's grown its roots under you and me. As long as we both breathe, I'll be there when you need me. You can count on it every time. It won't always be easy, but just as sure as the sun will rise, I'll be there when you need me, with every tear that falls from your eyes. Oh, you have me completely. I'll be there when you, I'll be there when you need me. I'll be there when you need me. You can count on it every. You spoke my name and life began. Breath filled dust and sand. Felt you in the cool of the night. Saw you in the newly made sky. And you were mine. Take me back to the garden where it all began. Take me back to the garden. We were walking hand in hand. My eyes were filled with wonder. My heart was filled with peace. Lost in the mystery, it's all that I could see. Take me back to the garden and walk with me.
Made in your perfect design, pure in heart and mind, known by your loving eyes, held in heaven's divine. And you are mine. Take me back to the garden where it all began. Take me back to the garden when we were walking hand in hand. begin. Take me back to the garden. We were walking hand in hand. My eyes were filled with wonder. My heart was filled with peace. Captured by the mystery, it's all that I could see. Take me back to the garden.
Take me back to the garden. Take me back to the garden and dance with me.
Waking up in this paradise, thought I was paralyzed. It's just as I realized, a continuous fall. I jumped on a fast train to jump off a fast train to land on my glass face. It all breaks the same. I'm up in the airplanes, looking for airplanes, destined to make a change. So I jump towards the sea. Yachts in the ocean, like God is the potion. It's all just emotion. Do you see what I see? I'm seeing stars. Seeing stars. I'm seeing stars. I'm seeing stars. Look at the fast cars passing with light bars. We call them track stars, but the bridge stays the same. Blacks in the nighttime, it's never a bad time. Splash of emotions, it feels just like